Hey, we are here with some Terra Invicta, playing some Dungeons and Dragons on this lovely Thursday evening. You know what I realized? We kind of passed over our, what is it, 7-year anniversary?
Yep.
We haven't played in a little while,
Yeah.
for Terra Invicta specifically. So, congrats everyone. We've been here a long time.
This is our golden year. We're so back. Except that we won't be available for like 4 months out of the year because of babies.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we are going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. We are still in the Crimson Fleet base.
Yes.
Audrin is still exploring. So, unless we wanted to skip back to the rest of you and you wanted to say something to yourselves, to each other, I feel like we keep exploring with Audrin.
Yeah, I just have written down Audrin goes invisible and scouts sent shadow pearls around to 35 cities. They find Alisanne's room, listens to a conversation, not moving Deli, like to see us try taking her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we will take her. And then she'll probably turn on us, but it's fine.
I need to double check if teleport counts on willing creatures.
I don't think it does. Or what do you mean? Unwilling?
The spell instantly transports you and eight willing creatures.
Yeah.
Deli has to be willing for us to teleport out.
Well, I mean, luckily for you, you do get to decide that. As a player. Just saying.
Given how the session with just her went, I'm not sure that's the case.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's ultimately up to you.
I know. I just, me as a player, before I said that, was under the assumption that she might be indisposed, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right, here. Let me check. So I think last time you'd climbed up this deck here. Are we still on this map? Everybody still here? Okay. Audrin, you climbed up, I think, this one and went to G. No, you just went below decks of the ship you're on right now.
Last thing we did was have the conversation. Here, I overheard the conversation between.
Yeah, so I'm looking at, you guys can't see this, but there's little notations of which rooms are which and on this whole thing. And I'm trying to figure out where, because technically the one you were actually in just a second ago was over here. But I think you went up. Yeah, because this is H. Yeah, so you went up on the deck of this one. If I remember correctly, you've been on this boat because that's where the cannons were.
Oh yeah, he did something to the cannons, didn't you?
He was planning on doing something to the cannons. He has not done it yet because it would involve explosions. So he was going to do that last, I think. No, okay. There's one more ship above this one that you're on right now. And then you technically haven't been in the lower decks beneath the two ships that were on the ground floor map. Those are the two places you haven't explored yet. Would you like to keep going up?
Yeah, I think that's the most logical conclusion.
Cool.
Coming up. Oh.
All right, so however you get up there. You can just fly, obviously, but let me check this. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll just have you land on the main deck here. So the first thing you notice is, big long ship here. The deck of this ship is merely that, a deck. The underlying hull and lower decks are gone. The ship's rotting and wet ribs hang down like the dangling legs of some enormous insect. So there aren't any lower decks to this one. It's just the deck itself. It appears as if a fight recently took place here on the actual deck, as the deck is sticky with dried blood and bits of rotting flesh. You do also see down over this way, a rope bridge hanging down between the main mast of the ship below and this circular platform that surrounds the central tree of the strange structure. Audrin, you're invisible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one can see you. So you see there's a rope bridge going up to what did it say? Between the main mast of the ship below and this circular platform that surrounds the central tree of the strange structure. So above the deck of the ship, there's a tree jutting out from it, right? And then there's like a circular platform around it. And there's a rope bridge connecting the deck of the ship to that. So you could climb, you could just walk up there. And I assume there's not really anywhere else to go. So I assume you start heading up that way.
Yes, and have I done an investigation yet?
I think you did.
I think you did.
I think you did like a general one. There's nothing to notice right now, but
I mean, I just want to be diligent about any potential traps or anything.
Yes, of course.
Or magic-y things that I might pick up.
Yeah, do we remember what you got?
You got a 34.
Oh, yeah, I see it right there. 34. Very nice.
How wild would it be if Carly started to give birth while we were...
No, wow, that would be very bad.
Yeah, you don't want that. But Caleb has 2 chances for women to go into labor this year, so maybe this is the year.
During the stream, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are higher.
The year for content. Let's see. Yeah, there's a pirate over here that you can see manning another cannon. But do you go up there?
Pirate manning another cannon. Do I know where this cannon is facing?
It is facing in such a way that it could hit anything from E3 to D8, which for your reference would be on the other map.
Right.
A certain amount. Let's see. E3. Yeah, a similar range to
the other two.
The other ones. Yeah, there's something too different about it.
Okay, then I'll probably make note of it, but I'm probably not going to do anything with it right now.
Yep. And then I2, there is okay. So there's a platform, circular platform around this strange a tree, and if you start to make your way over there, you probably don't even get that far up the rope bridge before you see the 2 individuals who are hanging out up here, and they are Nestor and Luna Mendez.
Ah.
So they're hanging out. There they are. I finally got a token for Luna. So there you go. Here's Luna.
It looks way too not evil enough.
I would say she looks way too innocent.
Right? She's femme fatale.
She also looks like she's 12.
Well, it's all part of her disguise.
Hate her.
She's secretly 13.
Wow.
And for half elves, that's really bad. They are. Let me double check something. You made a stealth check at some point here, right? What did you get?
Looks like
you got 22, didn't you? You got that 18 plus. Perfect. Okay.
Oh no.
Luna Mendez has a pass percentage of 23. It's so good. Okay. I saw that today when I was like making sure her character sheet was right, and I was like, why does that number seem significant? I was like, I feel like they got a 22 on a stealth check. I feel like this is going to be good. Okay. So they were talking about something, or they had just finished a conversation, and maybe we were having like an awkward pause after the end of their conversation, whatever it was. But I do think Luna perks up at the sound of you sneaking about. Trying to think of. So you can't be surprised. Because you have the rapier warning, correct?
This is true.
Okay. I say we just roll initiative. Because I think, especially not knowing who it is. If she notices something, like the whole base is on alert, she would probably just attack. So let's
They
bring
know
that up.
we're here.
Yeah. I don't see any reason why she would like let you know she heard you before just trying to do something, right? So there's Luna.
Click.
I'll roll for
Click.
Nestor just because, but he can't do anything this round. Unless, what's his passive perception, actually?
That's one, and there's two. Ah! Ta-da!
Nice. I never get to do anything fun because y'all always go before me. You do notice that she notices, right? What do you do?
She notices what
perks up.
exactly?
She perks up at a sound, like you hear a board creak under your feet ever so slightly. No one else would have been able to pick this up, but you can tell Luna heard the very minute, and like you can tell that her like fight or flight instinct kicks in. Like she knows that was not just a random sound, and she looks towards your general direction, right? She knows where the sound came from, and you can see her, like she is getting ready to do something.
Right. What? Okay, which one of these directions did I come from?
You would have come from probably here. No, that doesn't make any sense. I think you just flew up. You just flew up from like directly below.
Okay.
Somewhere down here. So yes, you'll have to do something because otherwise she'll respond with violence, most likely.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm going to get my feet off the ground by flying. And I call this move the fly and flee. I'm going to fly. And then I'm going to flee.
Okay.
So I go into the air and then I go
Fly away. Where do you go specifically?
hallelujah by and by. Wherever's next that I haven't explored.
You could go up in over this direction. Either of these.
Okay. Either of them?
Yep.
Let's go to the more open one. Not that I necessarily know that it's more open, but let's go. Or would I know that it's the bigger? I guess I would know that it's bigger.
I think you can tell.
Yeah, I'll go to the bigger one. We'll go to that.
Cool. 5. Okay. So let's see how far can you actually get here? You can move like 120 feet if you dash, right?
If
90.
I
Is it at 90?
would be
30.
yeah.
Okay, so you're flying in the air above there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Here's the question. Does Luna try to take the shot anyway? I think she might. Yeah, why not? You know? Double checking to see if there's... Oh, that's amazing. Oh, this is so good.
For you or for us?
For me. It's a disadvantage, so that's a 16. I assume that doesn't hit.
That does not hit.
All right. She's going to use her ability Stroke of Luck to turn a missed attack roll into a hit. So by pure random luck, because she's like a really high level rogue type NPC character.
She shoots a random arrow off the boat.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, because let's think this through. The stipulations are you have to know, like you have to have made a perception check or whatever to have known that they're there. The fact that she had a passive perception of 23 counts for that, right? She knew you were there. She would have heard the board creaking off. She's taking it is very unlikely that this happens, but she has the ability that is like quite literally like stroke of luck, randomly, like just make an attack into a hit. Anyone have any objections? Informed objections.
I'm informed that I'm wrong, but I still object.
I have a question about these ships.
Yes.
So there are no walls or anything here, right? They're on the top.
There is, but like they're already on the they're above already on top of the like on the tree, like on a platform around the tree up here. So they're in the air with you. Height-wise.
Okay.
Man, you're literally almost out of her range too. Very close. Yeah, typically D&D, at least as based on the what's the word I'm looking for? There is a word here.
There are many words.
It's not preference. It's precedent. That's the word I was looking for. Based on the precedent we've already set with stealth and invisibility, if there's been a perception thing that's allowed them to know you're there, then they can attack you at disadvantage. They don't have to randomly guess a square.
I mean, she hits. I guess she knows she hits because she sees the arrow hit something in the air.
I think so, yeah.
But then I'm still invisible and I fly away anyway.
Yes. But she's a very high level rogue with like a bajillion sneak damage, so I'm just, I'm making sure are we okay with him getting hit where there's no informed objections about
I can't think of any good reason.
I can't think of any
it seems kind of cheap
rules wise, but yeah, I mean,
look, we're gonna slit her throat
realistically
anyway.
It's like, really? No.
It is
but
very
for D&D rules wise, it's like, yeah.
So
no,
this ability is called
I would just like to point out that what I could also do at like later on is I could literally fly underneath the boat and shoot fireballs where she can't get me. And I can kill her and I can cheese her. So I mean, I guess this is fair.
The problem, yes, that's true. The main problem right now is just the fact that you can't really do anything. You can't retaliate or else they're going to know where you are.
Yeah, I do think that likely what will happen here is if Audryn doesn't die, likely which I don't think is likely actually, even if she does do a bunch of damage. What will likely happen is she will hit you, you'll get hurt, but she won't you'll on your next turn you'll get inside the building, right? And so she won't necessarily know 100% what happened there. She'll be like, I felt I hit something, like I think I did, but unless she pursues and tries to catch you.
Right. Basically, the consequence here is that Audryn gets hurt, and then she's probably gonna alert, be like, "There's
she's like, there's something going on here. We're gonna look around." Right. That sort of thing.
They already know we're here.
Yeah, but they're like, wait a second, someone's on the ship right now, right?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and have the attack's damage because she can't do another attack, right?
No. Yeah, she only has the one hit. It is funny though. The ability is called Stroke of Luck. This isn't skill, right? It's just pure random chance. The rogue, it just says the rogue turns a missed attack roll into a hit, and she can only do this once per day as something to make you feel
that's
slightly
relief,
better.
At least.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Oh, sorry, I already rolled. I was trying to roll the damage here. Okay, so 8 piercing is the base, and then make a con saving throw.
That's not good.
Con save.
Oh wow, this fail. Yeah, luckily for you, she can't get sneak attack on this because there's not really any reason she would. But you do take 40 poison damage. Halved, obviously.
Yeah, that definitely needs to be halved.
So
what happens here, right, is like she takes a random shot because she like has a hunch. She's like, there's something out there, I'm gonna shoot. Audryn gets hit in the side and like feels the poison, but then will likely just like get into this building that he's going towards in the next turn, and then like we see him just like ow, right? Like
okay, so that's 24 damage total.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 24.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. I mean, 24 damage if she had like done a whole bunch of other hits anyway. Like that's that's fine. That makes sense.
And honestly, you know, then if I was thinking this through and had realized I couldn't do sneak attack damage, I probably wouldn't have used this because it's not really worth it to do random 24 damage on you. But whatever, it was kind of funny. I don't think Nestor does anything, or he's just like, what's going on? And she's like, and then I'm fine with Audryn just playing over here, and
she cannot see me, nor can she see the hand gestures that I send her way.
Yes, indeed. Yep. I do like the idea though that we see Audryn, creak the door open and like, right, just go against the door frame and just like hold his side there and be like, wow, that stinks. So you walk in here, and here's a description for you. This is a hollow shell of a ship. Its upper deck stripped bare and its lower decks removed to create a single large space within. The area is dim and damp, thick with the scent of rot and ozone. Dark stains streak the warped wooden walls, and the air hums with a barely perceptible energy, like the distant echo of something alive but struggling to exist. Long strips of leathery, translucent flesh hang from the rafters, layered like curtains, moving sluggishly with the breeze. Some bear the faint impressions of humanoid features, half-formed mouths, stretching fingers, hollowed eye sockets that should not be there. At the center of the space, half embedded in the ship's hull, is a shifting, half-seen shape, a thing that refuses to fully settle into reality. At first glance, it appears humanoid, cloaked in ragged flesh, with unnaturally long fingers and a distended jaw. But even as one tries to focus on it, its form twists, flickers, and distorts, as though uncertain whether it belongs in this world at all. You're not sure what you're looking at, Audryn. It's probably one of the most terrifying things you've ever seen. I'm going to double check real quick if it can notice you or not. I don't think it can.
It's Deli, guys!
I have a bad feeling that is what it is.
Don't think it can or she can't.
It does not seem to notice you there. What do you do?
I like to do an Arcana check, a History check, a Religion check.
All of the checks, please. Yeah, you can make Arcana or Religion.
I mean, they're the same check for me, so
They'll give you slightly different information.
Oh.
I guess it would be the same information. Whatever this thing is, you understand instinctively, given this role, that it should not exist. It is not just a failed creation of some sort, some sort of wizard thing gone wrong. It is an aberration against natural laws, something that never fully became what it was meant to be. I mean, you've been around weird wizard things before, right? Xiaofa comes to mind, right? There's definitely been, I mean, he quite literally clones himself, for goodness sake, right? You've come across failed wizard experiments and like weird monstrosities and alchemical, abominations, chimeras, that sort of thing. This is far beyond that.
Okay.
Oh, chimera. That's such a fun word.
Mm-hmm.
Now, should I do history or investigation next?
What are you trying to do?
I want to know if I have history with this thing. Or if there's anything distinguishable. Distinguishable? Anything that I can notice from it that should give me a hint of this thing's origin or purpose or like what the failed thing was or like anything.
Mm-hmm. I think you notice without even making a check. There's one thing that happens. It does seem to slowly start to notice your presence. Not that it notices that like where you are, but it can sense that something is in the room with it. Like it slowly lifts its head, ? And seems almost like it's leaning towards you. If you had, again, it is beyond anything you've ever experienced before, but like the first analogy you can bring to mind is like a beast sniffing the air.
Yeah. Is there anything else of note in this room?
Not really. So I described before it was kind of stripped bare. Mm-hmm. It's dim and damp. There's dark stains on the walls. There are long strips of leathery, translucent flesh hanging from the rafters, layered like curtains, moving sluggishly in the breeze.
All right, I know what we're doing with Luna.
Mm-hmm. Adding her to the decorations.
I mean, we're just gonna feed the beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think maybe we get a shot of Luna.
Snack.
Yeah, we get a shot of Luna and Nestor. And they're looking around, right? Like they did. Luna's like something's going on, and they're looking around, but they very distinctively do not go over here. I think we as the audience can tell they already know what's in here, and they are avoiding it.
Yep, that's fair. Blue skidoo, I can too. I'm gonna fly over here.
You're like, okay, bye.
Yep, I've seen
fair
enough.
Yep.
Wee. Okay.
So you fly over to this last thing, and this is the last. You've done a really thorough search at this point, and with a 34 investigation, you've hit everything except for the bottom decks of the lowest ships. So that'll if you don't find anything here, that's where you need to go next, right? You walk into this room, and this small building seems to have once served as a combination study, kitchen, and bedroom, although most of the personal touches are missing as if taken away. All that remains are a bed, a table, a few chairs, a stove, and an empty bookshelf. Though it does actually, I did add something last second to this room. You do notice that there are a few bits and bob magical artifact looking thingies. It doesn't look like full magic items, but like the sort of thing you would use to make magic items out of that have been haphazardly like thrown into a box and put on a table or the floor here. That is what you notice right away. It looks like some sort of like quarters of someone, and this is like probably like the highest point of the whole place. But yeah, it looks like it was cleared out or something, or in the process of being cleared out. I assume you like look around for a while.
Yeah,
poke around
a little bit. Yeah.
And again, with your 34 investigation, you don't find anything like trapwise or whatever. Nothing attacks you or whatever. The one thing you do find is you find wedged under a floorboard in the southern corner of the room. There is a scribbled note. The edges are stained and brittle, but the writing remains legible. Would you make probably a perception check or a history check? One of those. Or if you have like forgery proficiency or something like that. I want you to analyze the handwriting. Whatever argument you'd like to make for what skill that is.
Can I make... How long does it take to cast a ritual spell? That's like 10 minutes, right?
And it would make you drop your invisibility.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll just make the argument for history.
Yeah, history makes sense. It's like the catch-all knowledge skill.
Yeah.
Ooh, only a 13.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, so you can tell the handwriting looks familiar somehow, but you're not sure how. Like, you're not sure if it's just maybe like a Crimson Fleet pirate you've seen right before. I don't know, maybe Xiao Fa comes to mind. You're not sure. It does seem familiar though. It's very, very neat, kind of cursive. And the message says, "I don't expect you to understand, but I had to go. I have learned the truth, and I must see it through. If this is my path, I will walk it freely, without fear and without regret. I am being taken to Gaping Maw. There is no turning back."
Maybe Lavinia?
Oh, they're forging Lavinia!
So this is, you do see an unsigned, it's unsigned, but you do see a faint watermark of like some sort of sigil. And the symbol is, let me find it real quick here. Maybe like someone's stamp or signet ring or something like that. You're not sure how the stamp, the sigil came to be placed here, but it looks like, wait, where did it go? Sorry, give me a second. I need to find where I placed this.
Do. Lavinia. Do. Lavinia. Do.
Looks like this.
Yep, she's definitely dead.
On the map here.
I have seen this before.
You have.
We have.
Would you like to make a check to remember the places that you've seen this before?
I would like to make that kind of
History
check.
or like an intelligence check of some sort to remember, whatever you think. Because I do think this is the moment that Audryn could put together a major puzzle of the campaign that none of you have put together yet.
I would like to make a medicine check now.
The person who wrote this wrote it in their own blood.
Yeah. They are type negative. Yeah, I guess history
makes sense.
Okay.
Because part of this isn't nice. Yeah, I think a 25 is good enough. There may be one piece that you're missing, but this is not just remembering, it's also knowing a thing and putting together like a historical piece of knowledge that you had that you're now connecting to something. I don't think you know what this symbol is specifically, but you do remember where you've seen it before, the various places you've seen it before. This is the first thing that comes to mind that Audryn would immediately recognize, and he would have recognized even if he had failed the roll, is this is the symbol that you found in Lavinia's room back in Farshore when you came back and saw her, she was kidnapped. But Audryn, you now remember this is also the symbol along with a similar symbol that looks like this. You've seen both of these symbols in the Vanderboren family vault.
that
underneath
was kind of what my brain
Calabar.
was going to.
Mm-hmm. Way long ago when you helped Lavinia get her money. And so with a 25, man, I'm trying to think of how much Audryn knows about this thing to decide if a 25 is enough, given the context he already has. I think that if you told this to your party members, if you told them and made this connection, you're like, I think we saw this under the Vanderboren vault together. Once you get back to your party and you like start cross-referencing together what this is, you will be able to figure out the last piece that you would have gotten if you had gotten like a 30 or something. For now, it's on the tip of your mind. You're like, I know I've seen this symbol somewhere else before too. Like there's something that's also familiar about it in like another context or something, like maybe in just something about like the symbology on the symbol itself reminds me of a name or something, but you can't quite put the last piece of it together. You feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe Takewee would know or something. Something about this seems familiar, and yeah, you feel like you want to ask. like your friends about it, then maybe they'd know. But yeah, it's definitely a Vanderboren symbol of some sort. There's connection there. You're not sure why. It's not the Vanderboren family crest or anything, but it is a symbol associated with them. And it's at that point when you're looking at this note and trying to parse it that you hear footsteps coming up the walk to this room.
And the door's closed?
I assume so, if you close it behind you.
Yeah, I guess I probably would have. Hmm.
And this is also not necessarily Audryn hasn't like picked apart the entire room yet. I think there would be more that there's like maybe one more thing you could find if you kept looking, but you are running out of time.
Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
How deep is the floor outside?
How deep is there's air outside, my friend? What do you mean?
The platforms here. How thick is this wood?
How
Who
thick
wants
is it?
to make a pit?
If I made a pit underneath Luna, I would insta kill her.
How?
How high up are we?
You're not making a hole, you make a pit.
You make a pit. You don't make a hole.
Okay, but if you make a pit and the thing only like what is the underneath of the pit? How does that work?
I think that my quick off the top of my head ruling would be what you're doing is you're compressing the wood of the material, like the material you're making the pit on, pressing it down, and that's the material it's made out of the bottom too.
Okay. So
it would be like a pit hanging in midair underneath the platform. I don't think you can make a hole with this. That's not what it does.
Okay.
That would be if you had a window left.
You have,
but we can all thank goodness for that. That we do not have any.
No, but honestly, I probably could just pick her up and like just drop her. Not that I'm going to do that, but
yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fly up into the air, or like right above the door.
Okay.
And as soon as the door opens and as soon as the door opens, I'm gonna like look for like the perfect window for me to fly past them, above them.
Yep.
Since I'll be like invisible and like above.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't get an attack of opportunity on me, would they?
They have to see you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also going to take the dodge action as I do this.
Just in
I don't think you
case.
need to.
Yeah, they can't see you, so they can't make an opportunity attack, is my understanding.
Mm-hmm. That is
right, but I mean, just in general, I want to also take the dodge action, just make it a little harder.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Dodge is different than disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Sounds good. It's when the door opens, you may change your mind slightly about this, but Luna does not open the door. It's not Luna. It's actually Xiao Fa, and he is holding a crate full of. He's not holding it. He's having some hapless pirate hold it for him. A box of alchemical equipment. And the pirate walks in and grunts and sets it down.
Throw it on the ground.
No, well, he
on
says,
your
like,
way out.
He says, "Yeah, be careful with that. Be careful with that." Do you just like fly past or what?
I'll give it a second now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, swat it on your way out. I want to see what happens.
Oh, I'm gonna do something.
I feel like it would be like that scene from Shrek 2 where you just swat all the chemicals and then everybody turns into like like creatures.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, random polymorph potions in his crate here. Yeah. Yeah, so he has like a pirate set it down, and there's probably a couple other pirates behind him, right? Like, and they're setting a bunch of stuff down for him. He's like, yes, yeah. And he's grumbling to himself under his breath. He says, nah. I was going to give you random exposition, but there's no reason he would be saying this out loud.
To these random pirates, I feel like expositioning.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's grumbling to himself incoherently. His myth that he has to do this or make other people do it. But it looks like he's like putting together he's putting this place together again, and maybe he had to take it down before. You're not sure. But yeah, he's putting a bunch of his gear in here, and then he walks over. And he finds a hidden switch underneath the desk that you didn't find yet, but you're like, yeah, I would have found that if I went over there. And he presses a button on it, and from the floor, a trapdoor opens, and rising up like from a mummy movie is what looks like to be like a sarcophagus type looking thing, except it's a little bit more sci-fi than that. It seems like more steampunky, right? It's Audryn's jam for sure. And it is, let me real quick here. It is a reinforced glass vat filled with thick green ichor. And inside is a half-formed humanoid figure. He doesn't really pay much attention to it. He just like glances at it briefly to make sure it's still there, and then he like goes back to like organizing his alchemical equipment and other magic things. He says, "Go get the rest of it," and the pirates head out. What do you do?
After the pirates leave, I sneak up behind him and I just...
I mean, you can try.
Gucci goo.
Imagine that happening from like an invisible thing. I'd be like terrified.
Yep.
Caleb.
Oh no.
I need to do an intelligence save.
Okay.
I want to know.
Not be wisdom.
No, this one's intelligence. I want to
What do you
know. Do you remember a long, long time ago?
Probably not.
The galaxy far, far away.
The galaxy far. When I got the ectoplasm spell vial.
Where did you get this from?
I don't even remember.
Where is this going?
We were gonna test it, and we were like gonna try to figure out a cool thing I could do with it.
Where did you get it from?
Huh?
Where did you get it from?
I don't even remember. I just have this ectoplasm spell vial in my inventory. I think it was when we were still dealing with the swords, and we were going to like.
Oh, it was maybe it was the undead from underneath Parrot Island then, because ectoplasm is like a ghost thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely. Okay, I will say the next thing on my inventory is the egg that we got from the...
Okay, it may have been on the Isle of Dread then with the mummy stuff. Like all the... That's probably the likely one, is like when you went and found the mummies in there. In that one dungeon. One crypt.
That could be.
Either way, I don't think it's gonna do much. It's
if I pour this into the vat of into the vat of horrors.
It does look like the vat is sealed, like there's no obvious opening to it.
Okay. For some reason I thought he was going to like I thought Xiaofa was going to open it up and pour some Dr. Pepper kind of stuff.
No. He's like, here, drink up. No, it's like a capsule or something, right? Is it the reinforced glass vat? But yeah, kind of shaped like a sarcophagus. Think like cryo chamber looking thing, right? But mostly made of like just pure glass. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think the ectoplasm, I think, is the sort of thing that you would have to make Arcana checks to then mix with other things to do a fun thing. Not like you pour it in something and it randomly has an effect. You know.
Well, that's why I was like, I wanted to do an Arcana check to know if pouring this in would do something crazy or weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then.
What do you think? I'm gonna assassinate this guy?
I mean, I don't think that's a good idea.
It's not, which is why I suggested it.
I don't know. That sounds like a swell idea to me. I
Sounds
love
like fun.
assassinating.
Anna
Honestly,
doing
if
it
this was
would be
Anna,
really
I would be
good,
like
yeah.
100% go for it.
Look, the amount of people that I have wanted to assassinate already just on my little invisibility trip here is substantial. I'm trying to make sure Audrey doesn't become as bloodthirsty as I am for these NPCs. But also, like, trying to be sensible. Because if I get found out, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, especially like if you don't take this wizard guy out in one round, he will then like rain fire down from heaven on everything in a 300 feet radius, right? Like it will be bad. Or he'll just teleport away and then be like, "Hey guys, he's up there," right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a shame I can't just like put him to sleep and then throw him off the edge. I want to investigate the vials as much as I can without like touching them.
Yeah.
See if I can see any notes he has and try to stealthily, invisibly piece together any info that I can from what's here.
Yeah. I think most of it is very disorganized. It looks like it's hard to get sense of if there's any particular project he's working on. It's mostly just all of his random wizard baubles that he is, or ingredients and spell components and things that he's having to relocate for some reason, right? Yeah. Other than that, I mean, there's stuff there to do. Like it's pretty obvious to all of us as the audience at this point that like that's a clone spell right there with his little vat, and the components you find here agree with that. Other than that, again, like it could be any number of things. He's a wizard. He has like a bajillion projects going at once. Like there's nothing immediately that jumps out to you. Maybe the one thing is like he has lots of extraplanar tuning forks and stuff like that. Maybe you see a piece of a splinter of wood that I don't know, something about it seems odd. I mean, it's like in a jar, but it's like it looks like maybe a piece of a door. But yeah, that's really all that catches your eye.
So, do I know that he's trying to clone something?
I think it's easy enough for you to understand. I mean, for one, like, I don't even know if you guys knew this guy was alive because you killed him.
Yeah.
The last time you found him, so it's easy enough to be like, okay, cool, he can clone himself, right?
Right.
Looking at the
so
room
my
right now.
assumption is that he's probably cloned himself.
Yeah, no, it's him. I wasn't meaning to be vague about it. That was just me being just describing less is more. I was assuming that we'd all catch on to what.
Well, I just wasn't sure if it was like he's cloning himself or he's being forced to clone someone or something else.
No, it is very obviously him. It's just a half-formed version of him. Yeah, and I would say it's not even like because this isn't like scientific cloning, right? This isn't. It's not like a weird half baby, right? It's not like in development. It's a human, like a regular adult male sized humanoid, but like half formed, right? Yeah. His face isn't there. Some of his arms are still growing in, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I say some of his arms as if he has more than 2.
I decided to get a little experimental with this next clone.
I've always wanted to have 3 arms.
No, I can scratch my back easily.
I was literally. Mhm. I mean, yeah, that's how you'd use it.
Oh my gosh. So I guess is the door closed now? Or did they leave without closing the door?
I think the door is slightly ajar.
But I thought the jar was what he pulled out.
Deli
I would like
explodes.
to make
Wherever
it
she is, she's dead.
I would like to make it slightly more ajar as I slip out.
Yeah. And I think you're fine. Like your stealth carries. Cool, yeah. Where'd you go, my friend?
Now I am going to go down to the lower levels of the ship that I have not explored.
Cool.
That's just the only place I haven't.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and drag you back. So the trick here, I think you're probably fine. I'll double check the monsters that are here. Oh, there's 2 Audrins. Boop, there we go.
The first one is odd. The second is Ren.
I'm going to double check the other NPCs on the deck here and make sure that they don't have a high enough passive. I don't think they do. Just going to check. Nope. All right, cool. So yeah, you get down here, and then you sneak down to the lower levels. I don't know why I dragged you to this map. We're actually going back here. Okay, well, so you go this one first, arbitrarily. Unless I don't want you to go there first, then I'll arbitrarily choose the other one.
Arbitrary.
Let's see.
All these NPCs are scary.
Okay, you enter what looks like to be a galley where they like eat food. A long table sits in the center of this room. To the north, an iron ladder leads up to a trapdoor. That's where you just came down. A rusty stove sits in a nook to the southwest, and the entire southern wall consists of the side of the immense tree from which the structure hangs. And then there is a door to your north.
Thoughts, anybody?
I think the door is slightly ajar. It's not closed.
Door is slightly ajar. I'd like to peer through the slightly ajar door, see what I see on the inside.
Cool. 6 cramped bunk beds line the walls of this barracks. Looks like hasty signs of people getting up from sleep and putting on stuff, but it is empty.
Okay. Let's go the other way.
Yeah, so you can squeeze past the tree this way and whoop, go down over here. Oh no, sorry, that's not connected because this is actually a prison cell. I don't know why it looks like that. So you go up the deck, around, and then down because these are two ships connected to each other by the tree.
Yeah.
So you get down here, and you are now in a brig, right?
Yeah.
Iron barred doors close off 4 cells in this area. Each cell is a filthy, damp space furnished with a single bucket, a heap of moldy straw and rags, and a wooden trough near the door for holding food. 2 prisoners languish in the cells here. The first is a badly beaten Lemurian, and Lemurian is like the name for the fiendish pirate guys, so it's like half fiend. But it's, not because they were born that way, but they underwent some sort of fiendish transformation. So yeah, one of those. So it looks like it would have been a pirate captain at one point, but maybe he betrayed them or something. You're not sure why. But yeah, he's badly beaten. Looks like he's in one of these cells, and then in the other cell is a tiefling that is very, very familiar to you. It's Them.
Oh, not who I thought.
Oh, it's them.
It's your old buddy from back from Calabar, the guy who betrayed the neighborhood watch.
Oh.
Oh, that guy. Right. We haven't
Remember
seen
his-
him in like 5 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. His ambition was to join the Lotus Dragons, right, originally, but it seems like he found his way to the Crimson Fleet one way or another.
Congratulations.
Who knows?
I'm
Maybe
gonna- you know
Manthus
what?
took him along.
I'm going to like let him enjoy his victory here. I'm just going to leave him alone, let him revel in this a bit, and I'm going to continue exploring.
Just leave. I mean, you could.
I am. I mean,
You are? Really? You're just going to leave?
I'm definitely going to leave both of them here.
Okay. All right.
I mean, but I am going to like. Is there another thing down here?
Them is secretly a level
is, yeah.
20 NPC character who could help us fight, and you just left him alone in the jail, is what Caleb is saying.
Well, real quick, I do have like one thing to describe about like how they're acting, right? The Lemurian guy, the pirate captain dude, seems to be near death. He has broken legs and a crushed jaw. He's very badly beaten. He's laying on the floor of his cell, kind of whimpering to himself. And Stem is also kind of muttering, but like in a different way. He's not beaten. He looks actually rather healthy. He is muttering incoherently and rocking in his cell, saying things like, "He wants me to do it. He wants me to. The sea, it's alive. It's watching me. The two heads, they're always watching. Always laughing." Yeah. Seems crazy.
Oh. Talking about what's his name?
Yes, Demogorgon.
Oh, I was thinking that it was our fishboat friend, genie friend, fishboat genie.
Harpo? Well, he doesn't have two
Harpo.
heads, but
He's a genie. He could wish for one.
I suppose so.
What is this down here?
Yeah, and if you look in there briefly, it is just a forward hold filled with crates, ropes, lumber, and other supplies.
Okay.
I hear his voice. It's in the walls. The walls whisper his name. Yeah, he keeps going on like that.
I'm just gonna pick both of these locks and walk away.
Okay,
I think
all right.
that's the most entertaining thing that I could do here.
Uh-huh. Sure. Let me double check. Yeah, I don't have any. There's no notes on unlocking the cells. It's just a prison cell. Come on, you're Audrin. I don't think you even need to roll. I think you just do it.
Okay. Cool.
Does he have to be sneaky about it though?
No. Again, they're all up on the deck waiting for you guys. So I think you can pick the locks, no problem. The one guy is like very badly beaten. His legs are broken. He's not going anywhere. You could randomly heal him if you wanted to. But Stem also doesn't immediately notice, but he might in time.
Yeah.
Like toss a vial of like a potion inside.
Hey, you could.
Wouldn't the vial also be invisible though? So that would be kind of pointless.
I think when you let
Does
go
it-
of it, it would stop being visible or invisible. I assume that's how it works.
I guess that's fair.
I wish I had like a random potion of.
But potions don't fix like broken bones, do they?
They do. I mean, this is D&D, so yeah, it would. There's no lasting effects here. It's
They
just
also
for flavor.
don't. Well, the problem is they don't fix a broken mind.
Yeah. No, yeah, you couldn't give Stem a healing potion and have it fix anything.
Yeah.
He may be on sort of magical madness, but healing potion will not fix either one.
Healing potion don't fix crazy.
Mhm.
So is this like a downstairs or
That's the stairs you took to get down here.
get down here?
So it
So
goes back
there's
up.
so I've now explored everything.
You have now explored everything. Yep.
Okay. All right. Time to go report back to my friends the fact that Deli's not here.
Yep.
I mean, maybe.
That was so ominous. I mean,
There's
we all know she's
Maybe.
here as players.
Well, I mean,
Audrin does not.
the pulsating mass stuff gives me bad vibes.
I will tell you guys right now. I'll say Seth does not know where Deli is and what
I
has
have
been
no
happening with
idea.
Deli. So this is
no
not
idea.
him. Yeah,
Metagame
I was
and
half
everything, it's just-
expecting that the thing in the vial was Deli. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's the clone spell. Okay, wait, now that makes sense.
mhm.
So I'm sitting here waiting, squirming because Caleb hasn't told me what
Mhm.
state she's going to be in
Okay,
or
well,
where she even is.
It's part
I
of the
make
mystery.
my way back down to my. Oh, actually, wait. I was gonna sabotage the cannons.
Do you want to sabotage the cannons?
You know what Audrin should have done? He should have just let that monster loose. Clearly, they're scared of it.
To be fair, I'm not sure Audrin knew how to let the monster loose. It looked like it was like in the wall or something.
That's fair.
And like,
We
yeah, to be-
just cut out the wall and bring it along.
Put a pit on the wall.
I turned the wall into a shield.
Oh boy.
Just joking.
Put straps to the pit on the inside and then no. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna go sabotage the cannons?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna go over to G3 over here. So there is the cannon. Here, I'll actually copy it. There's a cannon up here too, with a pirate. Just so you remember. If you would like to try to sabotage all of them. Sabotage all of them.
Yeah. Are these two still up here?
Yeah, all the people are next to him. They're not like right next to them because like enough time has passed that no one's on like high alert, like ready to shoot the cannon at any moment, but they are near. The more time that passes, the more lax they are getting, though.
I think. I need to create a non-magical distraction here.
I think last time you said that you were just going to like put a bunch of gunpowder in each of the barrels so that it would blow up.
Yeah.
So that
Can
when
I-
they tried to use it, it would just blow up.
Right. Can I just do that?
You can make a roll to attempt it. I think it would be a sleight of hand check. Because you're doing like mage hand basically on the powder kegs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Dump gunpowder in there. Definitely an attempt you could make. Yeah, I would say let's have you. I don't know. What would you prefer? Would you rather do 3 slightly less difficult sleight of hand checks for each cannon, or 1? No, you know what? Let's do 3 different ones. And I think failure condition here, you're gonna be careful enough about this that you're not gonna let yourself get noticed. But I think failure would be you can't do it, right? Like you aren't able to get enough gunpowder in the one that you failed on to make it actually be sabotaged. And you're just like, okay, I'm not, because I assume your priority would be not be spotted doing this,
Right.
right? Okay.
So you have the DC set in your head? Are all 3 DCs the same?
Yeah, I think they would be.
Okay. Should I just spam all 3? Just bam, bam, bam?
Go for it. You're good.
You're like, do you want to do 3 separate small ones? And I'm like, I have a plus 17. The
yeah.
lowest I can roll is an 18. Yes, please.
Yep. The lowest you could roll yeah, actually, that was the DC I set. So so I guess you would have had, like, if you had crit failed on any of those, then you would have failed.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, I've like my odds here. I think because I didn't imagine it would be super crazy hard. So I'm like,
no. And this is like Audrin being patient and waiting until they're turned around and then really quick doing mage hand, dumping some stuff in there and then letting it go, right? Like, it's not that difficult.
Okay.
If you're patient enough about it. All right, cool. You go back to your friends?
I go back to my friends.
Sounds good. Well, you guys tell me, do we want to take a break here? And then do the rest of the... Okay, Jordan's nodding. That sounds good to me. Seems like a good place to take a quick break, and then we can jump into what your plan is. Obviously, y'all can head to the bathroom or whatever you need to do, but like while I am off, feel free to plan, right? Like figure out what you guys want to do. So we're ready to go when we return. Okay, we'll be back with more Terra Invicta right after this. Stick around.